been ranked #1. Alabama had it for 5 weeks. Lost to Texas A&M. Georgia took over. They've been #1 ever since. Will Reichert has got it teed up from a sold-out Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Kenny McIntosh waits at the goal line. For the SEC championship, we're underway. Taken just inside the 1. McIntosh got a little seam, and he got out to the 25. Good return. Georgia goes to work there. So we take a look at our Dr. Pepper starting lineups, and it starts with number 13, Stetson Bennett. Almost 2,000 yards passing, 21 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He's 12-2 as a starter. Here's the group that'll join him. This guy makes Nick Saban nervous. When we mentioned James Cook last night, he kind of rolled his eyes. He had a big game against Alabama a year ago in the regular season. Bennett flares it out to Cook. With a stiff arm, got away from one man, got it down the sideline, and immediately a first down, Georgia.
15 more at the end of it, too. An over-aggressive late hit is going to tack 15 on.
Ken Williamson's our referee.
Personal foul, right here, defense number 2.
So immediately a big play and a big penalty on DeMarco Helms. Right in the Georgia bench.
Yeah, you're not going to get away with it right there.
Nope. So that actually moves it right into Alabama territory already at the 46-yard line.
George Pickens is going out there flying.
George Pickens made his first appearance against Georgia Tech last week. Here's Cook on the run. This time he's knocked down, and he'll lose a yard or so. Nice hit by Christian Harris as we take a look at the Alabama defense. Leading tackler, To'o, and then inside linebacker spot with 94 tackles. That's the rest of the group that'll join him at times.
We have 2 great groups of linebackers in this game, and that's not even counting the edge guys, Will Anderson. I mean the inside linebackers, To'o and Harris, and then that group from Georgia.
George Pickens out to the right side, as Gary just said. He's in the slot. Kenny McIntosh goes out there as a wideout to the top of your screen on 2nd down and 10. Bennett down the middle, incomplete, intended for Pickens, who was looking for a flag, doesn't get one.
Really interesting how Todd Monken is starting this game out. Last year at Alabama, he threw 27 first-half passes against this Alabama team, kept it wide open. Coming out, throwing again.
And you see the replay, and Josh Jobe did get a hand on it, maybe.
You know half the crowd is going to boo every call.
That's true. There's the numbers last year, 3 interceptions. You could say, other than that, he played a pretty good game. One of them was terrible. The other 2 were tipped. Burton comes in on the left side. Safety blitz coming. Pass is incomplete, and that would have been a pick 6 for Jordan Battle had he held it.
Safety blitz, aggressive, coming right at Stetson Bennett. And you're right, Ness. Pick 6 all the way. Right up the gut here. It's going to be a safety blitz. Number 3, Daniel Wright, and dodged one there, didn't he?
Yep. He had one already this year of his 2 interceptions. One went for a touchdown. That one would have. So Georgia had a good start. And now they, at 4th down, Jake Camarda to punt. Slade Bolden back around the 10-yard line. Just a little pooch end over end kick, and Bolden's got to field it on a fair catch around the 8-yard line. So Alabama will be on offense for the first time when we come back. So many great quarterbacks have come through there. And he's another in the long list. And this is a group that'll join him. John Mechie was the guy that caught the winner on a 2-point conversion in 4 overtimes against Auburn. He caught 10 balls last week for 150 yards. And he had to because Jamison Williams was out the second half due to a targeting. Offensive line has been an issue, Gary.
Yeah, Seth McLaughlin, number 56, ended up last game. He's in there to start this game.
From the 8-yard line for the tie.
Right there.
Latu, the tight end, in motion. Quick throw out in the flat. Jamison Williams, and he's got a first down on the first snap, or close to it.
Well, you can almost see this coming. A lot of short throws early to try to spread this defense out. And for that means you got a block on the edge. And this time, Alabama blocked them both.
You expected tempo. You got tempo.
Yep.
You talked about it yesterday in our meeting. And one play, one first down, and they quickly line up. They're taking their time now, but they were on the line of scrimmage and ready to go. Bryce Young just overshot Mechie. Got one hand on it. Back there defensively was Keely Ringo.
One-on-one coverage instead of throwing the short route, and that's what Georgia's going to say. Like, we can take away the short route, but then they're going to get the fade. What the tempo does is keep Jordan Davis on the field. They can try to tire him out by keeping him out there with the tempo offense.
Bolden in motion. Here comes the blitz. Brian Robinson. Woo. Big hit by Lewis Seen as we set the defense for Georgia. He's a big part of it. Seen one of the top tacklers in the secondary. The guy that runs the show, though, is Nakobe Dean, the linebacker, a finalist for the Butkus Award.
Great discipline by Georgia. They got their big guys off the field before Alabama could get set up.
Another blitz. A quick throw and into some traffic, incomplete. And it's 4th down.
When you know you're going to get it in and out of the hands quick and just, again, maybe a foot wide, but good enough coverage that time by Tyndall to force the throw a little wide. Those linebackers for Georgia, athletic, and they play those hook zones really, really well.
De'Aris Jackson will wait on the punt from Burnett. Will kick this away around his own 15. Jackson camps under it, takes it at the 27, goes down at the 27. And it's Jamison Williams.
Yep.
Last week, he got a targeting on punt coverage. This time he gets a tackle.
Well, he went low. We'll say that.
He didn't use his head.
That's right.
So good coverage. Georgia will have their second possession when we return. Yes.
Yes, some good news for Alabama on their defense. DJ Dale, number 94, has been nursing injuries the last couple games, did not play in the game.
One of the anchors on the inside of that defense. Georgia now with Zamir White in the backfield with Stetson Bennett. And he'll get the ball is still in Bennett's hands. He gets dropped at the line of scrimmage. To'o was there. So was Helms.
So they ran the zone read keep off of Will Anderson that time, but Henry To'o stayed home, made sure that Stetson Bennett didn't get a free run. Todd Monken, the offensive coordinator for Georgia, likes to feature an early run by the quarterback in the game so he can set up that counter game later and keep those ends honest.
2nd down and 9. Play fake. Bennett in trouble. Throws on the run, just lofts one over there, completes it to A.D. Mitchell. He's short of the first down by about a yard.
And this is the part of the game that's so underrated in what Stetson brings to the offense. Just a little bit of pocket savior here, nothing there. Nice, easy pass, pick up, 8 or 9 yards.
Yep. They're down at less than 1. Georgia, 46% third down team. Alabama's the best in the conference at 54%. Bennett under center. And they give it to Cook on an end around. And James Cook perfectly timed play, and he's out to the 45 and a first down.
Well, I can tell you right now that Dan Lanning has got a lot of reputation and accolades for doing a great job with the defense, but Todd Monken, in my mind, could be assistant coach of the year. The way he's kind of moved this offense and made it work with Stetson Bennett. Georgia knew they'd be great on defense, but they've been really good on offense, too.
Todd in his second year as the offensive coordinator for the Bulldogs. First down at the 44. Zamir White straight up the middle. Takes a whole bunch of Tide players for about 8 yards.
I'll tell you, Warren Erickson that time, the right guard, really took his guy right past the hole. Watch him just get his block and push Mathis right by and cut right behind him. Beautiful block by Erickson.
Brings up second down and short for Georgia. Georgia goes with 2 tight ends about 48% of the time.
Amazing.
They've got 2 of them in there right now. Bowers and Washington. But it's Zamir White. Oh, just tackle by Will Anderson of the towel, or he might have been gone.
But here's the interesting thing about this Georgia defense is you watch this run, even though you say it's 2 tight ends, but because Brock Bowers, number 19, who plays tight end, is such a threat, Alabama goes nickel against it. Georgia believes they can run to the Alabama nickel defense.
Glad McConkey in motion settles in as the wideout to the left of the first down at the 39. Georgia's second offensive possession here in the opening 5.5 minutes. Back in Alabama territory. White off the right side. Anderson's draped all over him. Fedarian Mathis there as well.
Will Anderson gets a lot of pub for sacking, tackles for losses, but he plays tough at the line of scrimmage. He's just not a pass rusher. Turn on the tape and you see him. He's committed to handling the run as he is rushing the passer.
Second down and 7. At the 36. Cook is back in the Georgia backfield. They fake it to him. Bennett throws complete. It is Bowers. First down for the big Georgia tight end.
Well, here's that bunch, and we were talking about Alabama plays Bowers as a wide receiver. They've got nickel in, but he still gets open. Well-designed play. You've got someone coming out the flat to hold the short coverage, and the protection allows Stetson Bennett to go to the layered short cornered route to the tight end.
A pickup of 18 to the 18 for number 19. He is one of the best tight ends in the country. Didn't make the finalist list for the Mackey Award. Not sure he shouldn't have been on that list, but here's a toss sweep. James Cook behind his blockers and down near the 12.
3 tight ends in the game this time. John Fitzpatrick is in there. Overloaded. Fitzpatrick gets his block, and then Warren McClendon's coming around the big tackle. They've got a lot of beef in front of that round. 3 tight ends, 5 offensive linemen. They're running at that nickel front from Alabama.
Bowers gets a breather after a pickup of 6 on the play. Kenny McIntosh back in, as you see, with Stetson Bennett in the red zone for Georgia at the 12-yard line of Alabama. Second down at 4. McIntosh stood up the line of scrimmage by To'o. Might have gotten a yard. It'll bring up third down.
How about this? Georgia brings in 5 new players for this third down and short play.
They got Mitchell and Burton as the wide receivers. Cook in the backfield. The tight ends we've already talked about. Bowers is in there, as is Fitzpatrick. Both set up on the right side, and now Burton comes back this way. Third down and 3. Bennett scanning the field, running out of time, and down he goes, way back around the 24-yard line, and it's Dallas Turner.
So Pete Golding, defensive coordinator, guessed right. Georgia thought they were going to go man-to-man. They wanted a wheel route. It was zone. Nowhere to throw the ball. They shift off beautifully in there. It was really like a combo coverage for Alabama, but nowhere to go with the wheel route. No pick on the play, and that led to the sack.
And it's going to be a longer field goal attempt now.
Kind of the trademark of the Alabama defense, switching off those man coverages or zone coverages and not covering grass, but covering men.
Jack Leslie will try from 38 yards out. The kick is on the way, and Georgia takes the lead with 6:02 to go first quarter. Georgia had a good-looking drive going, but the sack and a loss of 10 as Dallas Turner comes in there, the freshman, having a great season. Just go across the river. If you want to go in person, we'll head to MetLife Stadium. We'll be there next Saturday. We'll go from one Monken to another. We go from Todd Monken here to his cousin Jeff, the head coach of the Black Knights.
Jim Harbaugh says right now about Michigan head coach, who's got it better than us, Ness, right now?
That's right.
SEC championship and Army-Navy next week.
Not bad. Jake Camarda has got it teed up after his counterpart, the place kicker, Leslie, hit the 38-yard field goal to give Georgia the lead. And Alabama will work from the 25-yard line. Going back to that 18-yard pass play to Brock Bowers, looked like he came up a little bit funny after he landed. Let's take another look.
Yeah,
and he kind of winced right there.
With his right leg, didn't he? Just kind of, as he got up, he could feel something.
And Jamie says he's in the tents. So we'll try to get
part of that offense, I'll tell you.
You're not kidding. Their number one receiver. Now it's Bryce Young's turn against Kirby Smart's defense. First down from the 25. Trey Sanders was split out as a wide receiver. He comes in and settles in to the Bama backfield. On the RPO, the quick throw out to Mechie, who wheels and turns and got about 9 before he's taken out by Ringo. Georgia defense, look at these numbers. Like, I didn't think
it was possible.
I didn't think it was possible anymore.
Exactly.
With everybody scoring 40 points a game for defense to only allow a touchdown a game is unbelievable.
Now, they haven't faced this level of a quarterback and 2 elite receivers like this.
Right.
But that front 7 has been neutralizing almost everything all year.
I call it the front 14.
Yeah, you got it.
Whoa, there's part of it. Kobe Dean says hello.
Jordan Davis takes on 1, sometimes 2 blockers. Let's see what he does on this one. Handles it, and Kobe Dean comes right off that bigger butt and makes the tackle.
Over the middle, Slade Bolden, first down.
See, there's nothing easy. Those linebackers for Georgia, both Tyndall and Dean and Walker, they just clamp. They know that the quarterback's not going to have a lot of time, and when they go, it's got to be a good throw, and it was.
And again, they go with some tempo at the 41-yard line with the first down. Trey Sanders gets swallowed up after a pickup of a yard. Jordan Davis, big number 99. And we mean big. He was about 380 when he got to Athens. They told him he had to get down to 325 if he was ever going to see the field. And now he weighs about 350. They don't argue with him too much about how much he weighs.
Yeah, and he knows exactly 2 plays, and he's out of there.
Christian Leary in the backfield for Alabama. We thought we'd see him a converted wide receiver because they're so thin at tailback. He's with Bryce Young right now. On second down and 8. Georgia's going to bring a blitz. Young down the middle, and what a throw to Latu.
And there was pressure on him as well. Channing Tyndall, number 41, a great blitzer on the play, gets right in the face of Bryce Young, and he lets it go. Perfect throw, and what a reaction to make that catch.
Wow. Good reaction by the umpire to not have his ear taken off, too.
He threw it to the open space, and the receiver felt it and grabbed it.
First down to the 44. Young going deep now, left sideline. Williams almost made a one-handed catch. I think if he lays it out there a little farther, he runs under this, Garrett.
That's a great matchup. Darian Kendrick, number 11. Jameson Williams, number 1. 2 future NFL players, and Yeah, I can't fault anything like that. Maybe another couple yards on the pass, but that's good defense.
Ryan Robinson's come back in, so they're going to have Robinson, Sanders, and Leary all playing in the backfield with Bryce Young. At the offset eye setup, actually. Young all day to throw this one. And now has it tipped. Incomplete. Now Kobe Dean got a hand on it.
Well, Bryce Young is basically a drop-back passer. But this play-action pass and the protection was perfect. And you can see the space. If that gets back and not blocked by Kobe Dean, that's going to pick 6, 8, 10 yards.
Numbers on third down are staggering for Young this year. He's going to have to earn this one, though. Third down and 10.
Three-man look, but who's the fourth rusher? And 5.
And 5. Nakobe Dean's coming. Young overshot Slade Bolden. And Lewis Seen says, nuh-uh.
It's a good matchup for Alabama. Slade Bolden on Lewis Seen. A strong safety type against your route-running slot back. Good protection. Coverage. Ball just slightly high and behind.
And it brings up fourth down in a punting situation. That's Kearis Jackson inside the 10 as you look behind James Burnip to punt for Alabama. Jackson just lets it go, and it's going to be an over-the-shoulder catch at about the 3-yard line by Jackson back there. Again, great job on punt coverage. Georgia in a hole on offense when we come back. Now it's time for Do Project Smarter, presented by the Home Depot. Smart to recruit guys like this dude.
Yeah, a 5-star player, tight end, true freshman, Brock Bowers. They put him all over this field because Todd Monken knows that he stresses the defense. They've got to find him every play. And as athletic as this guy is, this one against Kentucky, we were there for this one, right, Brad?
Yep.
The ball was 3/4 the way to him, and he reacted to it and gets the touchdown.
Jamie tells us from the field, as you saw, Bowers out of the tent and apparently ready to get back in there. Not on this play, though, from the 3-yard line. Zamir White flanking Stetson Bennett. And motion. Both teams pointing at the other, but I think it's going to be a false start on Georgia.
I think so, too. I think Georgia just flinched on the right side. I thought.
Kirby Smart in his 6th year as the head coach.
False start. Offense number 54.
It's the distance to the goal, and they're going to be standing in their own end zone. Schaefer, the guilty party. Yes,
oh, yeah.
All right, he got plenty of head start.
Quick start.
So now they're inside the 2.
Alabama with Georgia backed up has their regular 3 linebackers on the field. No nickel defense here. They want to stop the run.
Bennett, quick throw, got it out to McConkey, who got it out past the 5.
So we're just talking about Brock Bowers, a 5-star. But if you thought about, this program was rebuilt by Kirby with these recruiting classes. But coming into this year, again, we talked about they knew they had good defense. But I don't think they thought they'd be number 1 in the country with Stetson Bennett a walk-on. Ladd McConkey barely recruited. Brock Bowers, a true freshman leading receiver. And Dan Jackson playing safety.
Yeah.
Another walk-on being key members of this Georgia football team.
McConkey was on the scout team at this time a year ago. 2nd down and 8. Bennett throws on the run and throws a strike complete out to Burton. 1st down, Georgia.
Remember probably a month ago when we visited Georgia and talked to Todd Monken, and we talked about the 2 quarterbacks. JT Daniels, at that time it was still, when Daniels gets healthy, will he be back? He said, this guy gives me an extra weapon. And you saw it right there.
Gets it out to Zamir White. Bulldozing his way through would-be tacklers. Branch finally got him on the ground along with Helms.
It's not Booze, is it?
No, that's Zeus, his nickname because of his bodybuilding. He's had that actually since high school. And the fans respond to him every time he touches it with a chance of Zeus.
Success already for this Georgia offense, getting off their old goal line there with a couple key passes by Stetson Bennett.
Harry Dog does a headbutt at one of our cameras. These things are expensive. Second down and 2. Cook. Behind Bennett, who's under center. Play clock down to 2. James Cook. First down. Christian Harris brought him down, but James Cook having a good start here in the first quarter.
You know, when I went back and watched last year's game when Stetson Bennett played, you mentioned the 3 interceptions, but the Georgia team ran the ball effectively because they kept mixing it up like that.
And it's the other tight end, Fitzpatrick. Big play.
A lot of questions when you're running the ball. Why don't you keep running? But Todd Monken has been disciplined that he's going to try to keep this Alabama defense off balance by continuing to pick with the pass, Nick with the tight ends, go to the outside with the wide receivers. Alabama has no idea where the ball's going.
Yesterday when we talked to Nick Saban and also Kirby Smart, Kirby said, we're going to be aggressive. We don't want to be dictated to. And he told Jamie that in the pregame show with the guys, same thing. We're going out to be aggressive. They're pulling stops out. Bennett wants to go deep. Does. And caught by Burton. I beg your pardon, it's Pickens. George Pickens inside the 10.
He hasn't played all year. He came in the game with 1 catch for 5 yards. But he's an elite NFL receiver. He can do this. He's 6'5". And he did it with the almost back shoulder throw, downfield play. Pickens comes through.
37 down to the 8-yard line. A lot of people thought when he got hurt just a little over 8 months ago that you'd never see him in a Georgia uniform again, that the NFL would come calling and he wouldn't want to risk himself.
Tore his ACL in spring.
Late in the season, and here he is now playing against Georgia Tech and now against Alabama. Back to the ground and close to the 4, Zamir White. That might be the last play, it will be, of the first quarter. Well, a lot of action, considering we only have 3 points. Number 1 leads number 3 by 3. To quarter number 2 here in Atlanta at Mercedes-Benz Stadium with Georgia at the 5-yard line of Alabama. This is the 8th play of the drive coming up. There has not been a third down in this drive. Stetson Bennett on the drive has been perfect. 5 for 5 for 86 of the covered 93 yards so far. Bennett lofts it. Caught. Darnell Washington, touchdown.
His first of the year touchdown. That's his 9th catch. And this is basically an alley-oop. You've got the linebacker on a 6'7" tight end. How about that creativity? Instead of going for the fade to the outside, they go fade right here to the linebacker. Linebackers aren't used to handling that, and Toa did not. What a beautifully conceived and executed drive.
Perfect drive for Stetson Bennett to get his 22nd touchdown of the year. Bud Leslie in for the point after. It's up and good.
They say you can't coach tall. 6'7" over 6 foot.
Yeah, he's always going to be the same size, right? Yep. Every game.
Every day.
What a drive from the 3-yard line to the end zone in 8 plays in 3.5 minutes. 10-0 Dogs.
Progressive presents At Home with Baker Mayfield.
Hey, it's Baker from next door. I think I got one of your packages. I opened it by mistake.
Huh. You sure they're not yours?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're not mine.
Huh. Online shopping, it's my curse.
You and me both.
Hey, you got a wheelbarrow I could borrow? I'm going to do a little mulching.
Yeah, I'll bring it over.
Wednesday on CBS. CSI's on the hunt for one of their own. Can they save their friend and protect the legacy of the crime lab? It's the season finale of CSI Vegas, Wednesday, 10/9 Central on CBS. Nick Saban talking things over with his defense. Just gave up a long touchdown drive.
This is why coaches stay in there 100 hours. From film, they knew they had this matchup. With the formation, they knew it was going to be tight end on inside linebacker. Perfect formation, got the coverage they wanted. Coach gets the credit for that one. And recruiting a 6'7" tight end.
That too.
Todd checking into his
He needs a
bag
pen.
of tricks.
He says, I've worn one pen out in the first quarter.
Yes. He's been on it.
That's some beautiful play calling and execution by his quarterback wasn't too shabby either.
You can tell he believes in his quarterback, okay? And that was the question all year. Is Stetson Bennett good enough to beat the big guys? His coaching staff and his teammates believe he is. Alabama's turn.
Alabama's turn, and they have not done well in the first quarter, as you saw over the past several weeks. RPO and incomplete as Bryce Young got hammered just trying to get the fake in there. Channing Tindall came flying in.
I'll tell you, these two guys, for this Georgia defense, you get caught up front, but these edge guys coming right around this time. It was inside linebacker Channing Tindall. Lines up inside. It's a run blitz. Because of the RPO, it turns into a pass blitz.
Turned into a splattered quarterback is what it turned into.
Yeah, Bryce Young goes, I'm kind of used to this after last week.
Yeah. Hesitates, throws on the run, completes it out to Robinson. Brian Robinson got 7 or 8 out of it before Seam knocks him out of bounds.
Yeah, you got to give Brian Robinson a lot of credit here. He's probably playing on 1.5 legs. He pulled that hamstring last week. Giving all he can. He's a good, outlet, but he's not the real Brian Robinson today.
He's a 1,000-yard back, but he's not 100%. He's got the calf with a sleeve on it. The hamstring was a little bit pulled a week ago against Auburn. None of it's feeling too good for number 4. Here comes the blitz. Down the middle and on the fly. Jamison Williams, extra speed on the gas and gone. Touchdown. Just like that, Alabama with the answer.
This has got to be a busted coverage. No way. First of all, Brian Robinson takes on the blitz and allows the throw. But watch this lack of coverage in the middle of the field by Georgia. What's going on here? Nobody on the slot, dangerous receiver, and not going to catch him.
Nope. Christopher Smith was trying, but what little angle he had dissipated, courtesy of number 1. Reichard for the point after. Wobbly, but he got it through there.
And Brian Robinson, we talked about him giving up his body for his football team. Watch this block right here. That's why he's in there, helping inside, and that allows the throw for Jamison to turn on those Jets.
Jamison Williams is so fast that our AT&T 5G pylon cam has to focus in a hurry as he flies by for the touchdown, capping a 75-yard drive in just 3 plays. 67-yard strike, touchdown number 41 on the year for Bryce Young, and for Jamison Williams, his 14th. Georgia will go to work with their lead cut back to a field goal from the 25 as we check in with Jamie.
Stetson Bennett told me this week the hardest time for him in his career at Georgia was before this season in fall camp. He was taking third-string reps at quarterback, not nearly enough reps to prove his worth. So he would get the script after practice and be alone and walk through practice by himself. He said he did this almost every day. He turned to Kirby one time. He got to him and said, "Can't you see what I can do?" Obviously, they've arrived at the SEC championship, but wasn't without his lumps.
He's doing it again today, too, Jamie. He's hit 9 straight completions to 9 different receivers. The same thing he did against Georgia Tech last week. That's pretty phenomenal. He was 6 for 6 on that last drive. He can make it 7 for 7 now, short completion to Jermaine Burton.
So for both teams, do you understand with all these good players out here and these slots and tight ends that are mismatches and Pickens coming in and, you know, James Cook all over, they're going to catch the ball, but it's the tackle after the catch. As we saw that last one, you know, if you're going to play zone, and Georgia plays more zone than in the past, there's nothing uglier than bad zone defense. When you're in a bad zone defense and you blow a coverage, bad things happen. Tackles after the catch is huge in this game.
Cook in motion across the field. With the handoff, Zamir White off the left side. To'o's got him wrapped up and is fired up after making the stop. Short gain, third down.
Both coaches said most physical team will win. Watch the physical play right here by Van Pran, the center on the play. He takes the run block and just stoves the blitz on that play. Christian Harris thinks he's got a free run, and he just destroys it.
Third down and 3. Kenny McIntosh back in the Georgia backfield. Bennett has completed 9 straight passes. Looks like another one's coming. And this one's off the hands of his receiver, incomplete. And it'll bring up a fourth down.
Yeah, that was a bit of miscommunication right there. You know, ball was thrown way too early for the receiver. Either the receiver went a couple yards too deep. Quarterback let it go a little early, but you could see right there, Alabama's got him double coverage, and maybe that was it. Mitchell felt the extra safety there, and you can see they just weren't connected on that throw.
And I'll bring up Jake Kamar to punt. Lane Bolden's got to backpedal a mile, and he's going to let it go. It made it to the end zone, or that would have been a monster punt for number 90. 68 yards as it was. A.D. Mitchell.
2020 for him. Keely's mother, Traley, was diagnosed with an aggressive form of breast cancer 9 days after he left their home in Arizona for Athens. She had plans to move to Athens to watch his career unfold, but she had to stay in their hometown to receive treatment. She was able to get to games, of course, this year in 2021 as she continues her battle. But those two have a special connection, and he truly plays for her every time he hits the field.
Mom's part of the Spike Squad today over there. All in pink. In crimson, it's a tie, down a field goal, but they've already scored as many points as Georgia's used to giving up per game. High backfield. Trey Sanders, the tail from the 20. Sanders, nice run, got about 6. Flag down.
I think Seth McLaughlin, the center that time, is going to get hauled for a hold at the end of the play. Was it him? But he gets kind of run over, and the referees, I think, is going to call that he kind of pulled him down.
Holding, offense number 56. 10-yard penalty is the previous spot. Take first down.
Seth is handling a real man there, and Devontae Wyatt. Wyatt is number 95 is a man. He's on his nose right there. He reaches and kind of pulls him back on the play.
So back to the 10-yard line where it's 1st and 20. Empty backfield. As Leary comes out as a wide receiver. He is a wide receiver, but has been playing some tailback the last couple of weeks. Young, under pressure, deep ball, sideline, caught by Mechie. Into traffic, and he still got it down.
Had the exact matchup before the snap. On the safety, he had Dan Jackson, number 47. He sees it. He's going to him all the way. Leary almost ran into the play, but Bryce Young knew he was going for him the whole way.
All the way to the 50-yard line, a pickup of 40. Now the quick throw to Jamison Williams. Williams with a blocker. He's got the sideline, and he's got a big play.
Did you see that acceleration? Just as he got about even, you could see him turn on the jets.
6th-gear overdrive. Pickup of 23.
All these short passes means that offensive line doesn't have to block very long. Good job that time. In the slot, Slade Bolden does a nice job of handling his man and allowing Williams to get to the edge.
So those big play wide receivers have picked up 63 yards in 2 plays off the right arm of Bryce Young. First down to the 27. Robinson dropped for no gain. Jordan Davis, a big fella.
Yeah, that's still tough. This Alabama team has not been running well, but you can't not run the ball. Bill O'Brien knows. Kind of got the flow of the game. Right there's Bill with the white cap on. You can't just not run the ball. You got to give him a little bit of it to keep him off balance, but he knows he can't depend on that run game.
Robinson stays in. Slade Bolden joins the backfield and now comes back out of it. Young pressured in the middle of the field in the pocket and a lateral to Brian Robinson, and he's got a first down. You talk about improvising.
You talk about point guard. I mean, Doug Flutie is saying that's a good play. Look at this one. How did he know he was there?
13-yard pickup.
And flipped it just like the best option quarterback could do it. What a play.
All the way to the 14-yard line. So big chunk plays by Alabama. Fifth play of the drive at the Georgia 14-yard line. Blitz coming. Robinson maybe got a half yard.
Alabama has put their extra offensive lineman in the game, Kendall Randolph, but the play before deserves another look, right? Coming out, he doesn't ever look over there until the last second.
Well, we've had defensive coordinators say to us, there's Craig, his dad, we've had defensive coordinators say to us it's Patrick Mahomes-like, and that one was. And now he's aiming for his receiver to get to the end zone, and he got it to him. Touchdown, Mechie.
Hey, now remember that offensive line a week ago? This time you got to salute him because he had time, as Ness said, to point his receiver the way he goes. No rush, handled well, good pocket. He points to Mechie. Mechie says, okay, throw it to me. That offensive line did their job.
Extra point is good. Alabama's got the lead. They were down 10-0, but back-to-back touchdown passes by the sensational number 9, Mechie, from 13 yards out. And it's 14-10 tied. New York. Adam Clipper's just about 50 yards away from us.
In the end zone.
Yeah. John Mechie with a touchdown catch. His 8th of the year.
And you mentioned last week, him being the only receiver, he was targeted 22 times in that football game.
Now the big play receivers, he and Williams, both have one today here in the first half. And Alabama has doubled the amount of points Georgia's used to giving up.
So that drive by Alabama, we saluted that offensive line and how they gave Bryce Young time to point it out.
Now he'll get a breather now, but you mentioned it earlier. That when they're going hurry up like that, he can't come off the field. Georgia's only trailed for 20 minutes entering today's game. They're behind now with 9:46 to go in the second quarter. James Cook. Man, he got about 5 out of that. Didn't look like there was going to be that much room. Tim Smith made the tackle.
I'd sit next to him too, wouldn't you? On the ball.
You're probably going to get on TV too.
And another thing is, you don't have to be right in front of him. He sees everybody out.
Right. At the 30, second down at 5 for the Bulldogs as we approach 9 minutes in the quarter. McIntosh in motion. Stetson Bennett fires high, almost caught by Bowers, but broken up by Ryan Branch.
That's good coverage. Remember, Alabama is keeping their nickel on the field, even though it's two, quote-unquote, two tight ends. They're playing Bowers as a wide receiver. Branch was actually a little lucky this time. Kind of lost the coverage, and he ran right back into him to defend the play.
So third down at 5. There haven't been a lot of third downs today. These teams don't get in third down very often compared to some teams. But this is a 3rd and 5 for Georgia. An important one if they're to have an answer.
Watch Cook right here. He's dangerous on 3rd down, running his option routes.
Come seek the Royal Caribbean.
On the season finale of Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Another season almost in the books.
Yeah, it's going to be a long off season.
Off season?
What do we do in the off season?
Off season?
Relax. We don't stop existing when the season ends.
Yeah, it's not like we live in some fictional town that's part of some elaborate marketing campaign.
What would it even be for? Dr. Pepper?
We're real people. It's not like we're the ice cold Dr. Pepper guy.
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
There's the fellas over in the end zone. Wave, guys. Here we go. Zook, don't be too big. There you go. Coming up, Geico halftime report with the fellas, PJ, Rick, and Adam. Have all the highlights, analysis from this first half, and the rest of what's going on Championship Saturday. Bryce Young, Alabama touchdowns on the last 2 drives.
Yeah, we first saw it a few weeks ago against Arkansas. I thought he knew he was there this time against Arkansas. But today, I don't know how he knew he was there. He's up, he never glances right last second and does it.
2 spectacular plays of the many he's made all year. He's up to 42 touchdown passes on the season. If Alabama wins this game, it would be considered an upset, I guess, as far as the people that look at that sort of thing, because Alabama hasn't been an underdog in the last 93 games. But he certainly set himself up for a Heisman possibility in New York. He's already one of the guys that is going to be there.
He's going to be very high. I think, when we talked to Kirby, he said, we're really good on defense. But I don't know if we're as good as we were last year in the secondary. Yeah. Nobody's got to us yet. When you think about their secondary, a first-round pick and a second-round pick left this defense.
And a couple of guys that hit the transfer portal that probably would be starting as well.
Yeah, you think about Eric Stokes went first round, Tyson Campbell went second round, Richard LeCounte went in the 4th round, Mark Webb went in the 7th round. So, yes, that's a new secondary out there that no one else all year has been able to put any pressure on.
They've kind of grown and got better because the front 7 is so good, it's given them that opportunity.
Yes.
This would be a big 3rd down stop for Georgia.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's a running down for Alabama, though. They almost got to think pass.
Robinson's in there on 3rd down and 2. Here they come. Bryce Young steps up, throws while he's going down, and drills it to Billingsley. And Billingsley's got a big first down.
Billingsley's uncovered the whole play, but Bryce had to clear himself out to throw the ball. Watch Billingsley, number 19. He's open the whole time, wide open, but it took a move up in the pocket to have time to find him.
22-yard pickup out to the 36. Now they go to the ground. This is the best run for Brian Robinson today, and he's in Georgia territory. And another first down.
Well, I tell you, that time, the right side of that Alabama offensive line, Ekiar and McLaughlin did a great job picking up the stunt and giving the room for Robinson to go inside.
15 yards on the carry for Brian Robinson. Sanders will give him a breather. Sanders will carry it. He's going to go down for a loss. Courtesy of Devontae Wyatt.
Stopping those plays from inside out. Runs right through cone number 70 that time. Take one step. If you're just a half a step late, he runs right through it. Man-to-man coverage key this time. Dean out on Robinson at the bottom of the screen. Bryce knows he's got man-to-man coverage.
Sanders down there. Nakobe Dean, the linebacker, on him. Young's looking the other way, though. Double clutches and throws a strike down the middle
tackle
to Williams, and Seen got him down before he could get to the first down marker.
Again, knowing you got man-to-man, you got the square in, you see the blitz. Now you know the middle of the field's open. Easy pitch and catch. Good tackle short of the first down.
3rd and 1, though. Georgia shifts on their defensive front. The run is good for a first down. That's Ray Sanders on the carry. Jordan Davis on the sideline right now.
Hasn't been out there the whole series.
Here's the quarterback comparison so far. 230 yards and 2 touchdowns. At one point, Stetson Bennett had hit 9 passes in a row. But now it's Bryce Young's show. Empty backfield on first down. Young flushed out of the pocket again by Wyatt. And now he's going to keep it. Doesn't like to run, but he picks up a big gain and then slides safely for a first down.
So if you look at the Alabama offense, Bryce Young has really no designed runs all year. Too valuable to run, but this is where he adds to the attack. When he gets in the pocket, he gets what he can and knows, get down. I'm more valuable throwing the ball than running the ball.
And that time the pointing was a decoy just so he could get everybody to freeze for a second.
Think about that. Just no design run in modern football for the quarterback.
Blitz off the corner. Young had to get rid of it in a hurry. Throws complete inside the 20. And it's Mechie again. As we're approaching 4.5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Mechie having a huge first half again. Georgia this season, their total defense, #1 in the country, giving up 231 yards a game. Alabama has obliterated that already. And we're still at 4 minutes left in the half. Nice jump outside by Brian Robinson. Stretches it out. He's a yard shy of the first down.
But for all intents and purposes, Alabama has made this a passing game, a 7-on-7 game, basically. They've said, we respect your running, your front seven stopping the run, but we're going to spread you out. We've got the
iPhone and up to 7 entertainment subscriptions for your family, like Apple Music, Apple Arcade, and more. Better? Better. Not done. The new iPhone, the entertainment, and up to $1,000 when you switch. Better. This year, holiday better with Verizon, because everyone deserves better.
What she did was unforgivable. What did your mother do? Why didn't you ask her yourself? Hi.
A new NCIS, Monday at 9/8 Central on CBS.
Don't forget now, coming up at halftime, it's the Dr. Pepper tuition giveaway. Doesn't matter if you use both hands, your left hand, your right hand. If you cry, that's fine. It's $100,000 in tuition. The emotions of the Dr. Pepper halftime throw coming up in a few minutes. Alabama now with a 7-point lead after a 79-yard drive in 12 plays, capped by Reichert's field goal. Georgia will go back to work. They've had back-to-back 3-and-outs, and they can't afford that right here, even if they get maybe a field goal before halftime. Stetson Bennett's aware of that. He's missed a couple of receivers on the last couple of drives. Time for our Aflac trivia questions. We test your knowledge among Power 5 schools. Who was the last walk-on starting quarterback to lead his team to a conference title? Stetson Bennett, as we've told you, is a walk-on from Blackshear, Georgia. Went to junior college, then came back. Was about third string again. Didn't even know if he was going to see the field. Just kept grinding away. Here he is in the SEC championship game. And now his team is behind by a touchdown. Bennett. Look out. Mathis chasing. He sidearms it into traffic. Incomplete. Toe broke that up.
Yeah, late flag on it. I wonder if they're going to get Joe for holding down the field here. Way away from the play. Josh Jobe against Burton on the play.
And Williamson is our referee.
Holding on the defense, number 28. There's an illegal shift. 10-yard penalty for the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Exactly.
Bump and run to the bottom of the screen. Jobe is on Burton playing man-to-man coverage. Doesn't really know. Right there. He tries to yank him as he get back past him, and well, I don't know about that one. That didn't seem like much, especially when the ball's not even anywhere near that direction. It just looked like two guys fighting for position to me.
Gives Georgia a first down at the 35. Bennett under center. And he hands it off to Bowers, a tight end on an end around. He scored on one earlier this year like that, and he picks up a first down.
Fitzpatrick's going to get called for holding on the play. John Fitzpatrick, 86. Stretch play to the outside. Byers gets it, but watch. 86, oh, he yanks him down with his left hand.
So that negates a 12-yard gain and a first down.
Holding, offense number 86. 10-yard penalty for spot on the foul. Big first down.
So they gave one, they take one away.
Even it up.
3:15 remaining in the quarter. Georgia's closest game this year was their opener in Charlotte, beating Clemson.
And since early when George Pickens made those two plays, we have not seen it again. You know, he's a tough matchup for this Alabama corners and not back in the game.
Bennett. Plenty of time, deep middle, and looks like we're going to get another flag. And there it comes. That's going to be on McKinstry. So back and forth we go, flag, flag, flag. And he was draped all over the intended receiver.
Well, this program for Alabama has been built with man-to-man coverage by the corners.
Pass interference. Defense.
Left hand by far just got it wrapped all the way around that time.
On top of having struggles against Auburn in the Iron Bowl, Alabama had 11 penalties for 129 yards. That didn't help their cause, even though they wanted it 4 overtimes.
These two teams are 3rd and 4th in the country in sacks. 43 for Alabama. Georgia has 41. So far in this game, we've had 1 sack.
So another Georgia first down. At the 41. All the receivers to Bennett's left. Loads going long for McConkey. And that might be another interference. Flag a little late coming, but he couldn't get it out of his pocket. The back judge throws it on Brian Branch.
Again, that's the matchup. Everyone, you know, last year, this year, when you get Branch matched up against these receivers, they're going to go at Branch. Safety type, McConkey's a wide receiver. They're going to throw it at him.
Well, we've seen a lot of things this year, Gary. I don't know if we've seen 4 penalties in a row. We haven't now.
You know, good protection that time. Sal, you're in the game. Remember, he's been hurt for the last 4 games. Watch him. Left tackle on the play. He's got Will Anderson. Stays in front of him. No pressure at all.
That's a good job on that guy. Georgia at least trying to get into field goal range. You see that field goal target line as Darnell Washington sets up the pitch to McIntosh. Kenny McIntosh. He's got a first down. One of the better runs of the day for Georgia.
Well, this is old-style Georgia football right here, isn't it? They do it from the shotgun, but it's the same thing. And we've seen many Georgia tailbacks run that play.
So good game by McIntosh. A first down to the 32-yard line. Now James Cook will come back in, and he will empty that backfield. He had 101 yards receiving against Alabama last year in the regular season. Bennett throws complete out. McConkey got blockers. McConkey broke a tackle. He's gone. Touchdown, Georgia. Yards with some good blocking in front. Lad McConkey for the Georgia touchdown.
Yes, remember when James Cook hit the deep touchdown pass against Alabama when he split out wide? Well, this time Alabama puts their corner on him, meaning they got a safety on the wide receiver. The adjustment doesn't work well because McConkey gets the ball going against linebackers. The speed, the adjustment, and the fear of James Cook made the play.
Extra point is good. We got a game. 2:06 remaining, second quarter. 75-yard drive in 3 plays. A 32-yard Bennett to McConkey touchdown, and we're dead even.
This is called momentum. And there's no off season, just work that builds on itself over and over and over again. Because the only way is through.
My retirement plan with Voya keeps me moving forward. They guide me with achievable steps that give me confidence. This is my granddaughter. She's cute like her grandpa. Voya doesn't just help me get to retirement. They're with me all the way through it.
Voya, be confident to and through retirement.
It's not 1,000 lights twinkling that makes their holidays special. It's you. And 20 volts whirring, 10 dishes warming, 8 guests arriving, 42 inches rolling, 1 million leaves blowing, or 1 gift card gifting. If you can't make up your mind, make the holidays yours with a little help from the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Only one more episode before the season finale.
You wanted the adventure of a lifetime? You're getting it.
A new Survivor, Wednesday on CBS.
Well, Stetson Bennett, another touchdown. Each quarterback has 2, as we asked you the Aflac trivia question a little bit earlier. Among Power 5 schools, who were the last walk-on starting quarterback to lead his team to a conference title? A lot of people don't remember. Remember, Baker Mayfield transferred to Oklahoma after being a walk-on and won the Big 12 championship and the Heisman Trophy.
And the irony is Stetson Bennett made a name for himself being scout team quarterback and being Baker Mayfield.
That's when Georgia played Oklahoma in the playoffs, and he drove the starting defense for Georgia a little bit crazy.
Watch the design on this play. Quick screen to the outside just after the catch here. Look at this. Tight end there. Offensive lineman, offensive lineman, offensive lineman, offensive lineman. That's some firepower to split and gash that defense.
And I know you've been there, but Stetson Bennett almost couldn't get that thing out of his hand fast enough, could he?
He knew he had it. As soon as Alabama adjusted with the corner, he knew it was zone, and he had exactly what he wanted. These two offensive coordinators, Monken and O'Brien, are having heavyweight battle against each other.
Now it's back into Bryce Young's hands. First down at the 25. Short throw to Billingsley. Billingsley stood up after a pickup of about 4. And Lewis Seen in on the stop. Keely Ringo as well. And the clock winds its way down under 150. Quarterback comparison. Pretty impressive by both these young guys. Young throws short again, and that's going to be a first down to Brian Robinson as he steps out of bounds with 1:31.
I'll tell you, Brian Robinson's come through for this team, hasn't he?
Not kidding.
They needed him, obviously 100%, but his size and understanding of the offense really has helped.
Blitz coming. Young down the middle. Broken up. Billingsley, the intended receiver, and Chris Smith knocked it out of there.
Yeah, at this time, get the ball off. Those blitzers keep coming. Quay Walker that time just kept coming and coming. A little bit of a block, a little low, and Quay Walker went right over Robinson that time. Got to stay up when you're bringing those linebackers inside, because they'll just climb right over you when you try to go for their knees. No movement at all for this Georgia defense. I would assume they're thinking zone if you're Alabama. Let's see if they bail from this look. They do.
They do. At 2nd and 10. Young's going to go deep. Man out there. Williams. And he flags. Not this time. Pretty good coverage back there by Keely Ringo.
Did a good job. He knows he's got speed. He's running now. He's got a fast guy turn and find the ball. Kind of gets both hands on him a little, doesn't he? He's grabbing that. That's your instinct about whether there was flags there. Probably was right. Touchy. They let him play for Alabama, so they're going to let him play for Georgia.
Alabama's the best team in the country on 3rd down and long. They've got one here. Young on 3rd and 10. Fires far side. Man wide open is Mechie. Nobody out there. And a first down, Alabama.
I'll tell you, this Alabama offensive line was a liability a week ago. But again, look at 3rd and long. They pick up a complicated blitz. Mechie breaks out. Obviously a busted coverage again. And Bryce Young finds him. You got a feeling if you bust a coverage, he'll find you.
Man. To the 39-yard line on a 23-yard pickup for Mechie. It just keeps piling on the yardage. And so does Bryce Young. Still wanting more. This time he's high and incomplete. Intended for Brooks, who caught the big touchdown with 24 seconds to go on the Iron Bowl last week.
We watched that game a week ago. 7 sacks, maybe another 7 pressures. But look at the Alabama line. Handled the stunts again up front. That's as good as you can do. Good coverage that time from the Georgia defense. But the front 4 of Georgia is not getting there. They have to bring the linebackers to get to Bryce Young.
Each team with its full complement of timeouts. With 69 seconds left in the half. Young in trouble. Runs up in the middle of the pocket. Got away from the rush. And he's going to get the first down, but the ball is out of the end. I don't know who got back on top of it. I think maybe Bryce Young.
I think he did. I think he stuck out his right hand and got it. I don't know how, but he did. And Mechie's down.
So Alabama fans holding their breath with number 8 on the turf. Here's the end of the play.
Devontae Wyatt knocks it out.
And it's out. That's a fumble.
And he reels it back in. It's up by his helmet, and he outmuscles everybody for it.
His arm's only half the size of Wyatt's, and he somehow got it back underneath him.
Wyatt does a great job knocking that ball out.
See what happened to Mechie at the end of the play. Makes his cut, and then trying to stop and cut back inside. And he just rolled his ankle on his own, I think.
He felt that left side, didn't he, as he's tried to come back to the quarterback. I think it was his knee. Now,
that's what they're working on, or so it appears.
Those stops sometimes just, that's where you get those injuries. These guys are running at such a high speed, and they put the brakes on,
right,
and it doesn't work. The knee doesn't allow it.
We'll take a 30-second break and hope that John Mechie's okay when we come back.
When you spend all year serving others, when you lead by example, you don't just land on the nice list, you get rewarded by becoming the top brand in new vehicle quality in the automotive industry. Celebrate all the good you've done this year with a lineup of Ram trucks built to serve.
Get 1 full year of no extra cost Sirius XM on us and 0% financing for 72 months plus no monthly payments for 90 days on the 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn.
Walking John Mechie slowly off the field over to the Alabama sideline. Again, closing in on 100 catches on the year.
I thought Nolan Smith had an opportunity to dive on it. First, one more look at Mechie as he slams on the brakes. You can see him feel it. He reaches down for his left knee. But I thought Nolan Smith could have dove on this ball. I think he tries to pick it up. Right side of your screen. Does he try to scoop it? Yes, he does.
All right. It was a 14-yard run, by the way, by Bryce Young before that happened. And then, as Gary said, Nolan Smith should have just covered that instead of trying to scoop it. Mechie's probably just going to the locker room as we're only 45 seconds away from halftime. Meanwhile, it's first down after that scramble.
And no, time's not a factor. All the timeouts for Alabama.
Blitz is coming. Young is firing, and wide open is Bolden. Inside the 15. Another first down.
Boy, I tell you, the inside leverage just a little bit too easy. Too much space here. Bailing out. Look at that open field. Tindo 41 is helping inside, but the perfect out route on the play. Just too easy, too much room for a high-level passing game.
Alabama with a first down, and they're in field goal range easily for Reichert at the 11-yard line. Don't forget, coming up, Geico halftime report as Rick and BJ will break down our first half, catch you up with the rest of the action on Championship Saturday. Exciting first half here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, 17-17. Both quarterbacks have been sharp. Georgia's already given up 10 more points in this game than they used to giving up an entire game. At one point, Stetson Bennett had hit 9 straight passes, missed a couple that could have been some decent gainers, but he's thrown 2 touchdowns. And look at that, 286, and we're not at halftime yet. And number 9's probably not done throwing it. As she stays out there, that's, I think, a good sign.
Seems like it.
9th play of the drive right here. Christian Leary is in the backfield with Bryce Young. Young is going to take off running. Bryce Young, touchdown, Alabama. Does it with his arms, and now he does it with his legs.
It was supposed to be a wheel route to Leary. Well defended by Georgia. This was not a designed run. Watch Leary go out to the right and watch Georgia put the defense. They've got it defended to the outside. Nowhere to go. Too much space. And Bryce Young seems to have the counterattack for anything you got, doesn't he?
He does. 75-yard drive again in 9 plays. Extra point is good with 26 seconds to go in the half.
Alabama has scored 4 consecutive times against the best defense in the country.
A guy that I said doesn't like to run. He scrambled for 14 yards and got his own fumble back. And then he just went 11 yards for the touchdown with his top receiver saying, "That's my guy." Touchdown, Alabama.
Zaxby's Boneless Wings Meal couldn't possibly get any better. I stand corrected. The Great 8 Boneless Wings Meal with your choice of sauce, just $7.99. Only at Zaxby's.
And go big for just 80 cents more.
The Pinions are saving big holiday shopping at Amazon. So now they're free to become the Party Pinions. They see your ugly sweaters and raise you some mittens.
You can follow the Dutton family west in the new epic Paramount Plus original series, 1883, Yellowstone Origin Story, starring Academy Award nominee Sam Elliott, Tim McGraw, and Faith Hill. 1883, streaming December 19th exclusively on Paramount Plus. So now Georgia has 21 seconds and 3 timeouts. We'll see if they do anything fancy.
We did that Georgia game. Remember when the Georgia-Florida game when Georgia kind of crushed them? Remember, Alabama gets the ball to start the second half. You know, I'm thinking in this game, when I was kind of getting ready for it, is, you know, each of the last 3 SEC winners have scored 35 or more points. Now, Mac Jones, you know, Joe Burrow, pretty good quarterbacks. I thought it'd be lower, but it looks like it's going to take at least 35 in this game. Georgia has never scored 35 points in an SEC championship game.
They've had the lead against Alabama the last 3 times.
Great weight on my insurance, man.
Wait, I said Byron got the Patrick price? Thought that was our thing.
Thanks for the killer rate, Jake.
Shreddy Betty got it too?
Patrick, State Farm offers rates that fit anyone's budget, even a man handstand.
Thanks again, Jake. Up top.
I'm gonna go work out these feelings.
For surprisingly great rates that fit any budget, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Welcome back to the SEC Championship on CBS, presented by Dr. Pepper. Just about set to start the third quarter, 24-17. Number 3, Alabama leads the top-ranked Georgia Bulldogs. And now, a taste of tradition presented by Sonic. Let's go down to Jamie.
Brad, today we honor one of our very own. Before Aaron Taylor was a Super Bowl champion and a college football analyst for us here at CBS, he proudly donned the gold helmet of Notre Dame and was one of the best offensive linemen in school history. The 2-time All-American was a team captain for the Irish, and next week will be inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. From all of us here in Atlanta, congratulations, AT.
Hey, it's a pleasure to watch you play, even more of a pleasure to work with you. Just about set to start the third quarter. Welcome back, Brad and Gary. Jamie down on the field, obviously. You know, we haven't had to say this year with Georgia's defense being so dominant, but what adjustments do they have to make? They got to do something to slow down.
Well, I thought Kirby summed it up. You know, if you don't get to Bryce, he's going to get to you. Story of the first half to me, Alabama offensive line. And when they didn't block him, Bryce Young ran around and got around him. I mean, that's the story of the first half of the game.
Well, good offense, but we might be missing one of the top players for Alabama. We'll talk about that after this kickoff.
That could be the story of the second half.
Exactly. John Mechie on this plant to cut back inside on his pass route went down. And we're going to check back in with Jamie, I think, and see what she's found out from Nick Saban about whether or not he's going to be able to play in this second half. Meanwhile, the Tide, I guess we'll know in a second because, well, there you see John doesn't have his helmet. Not a good sign. And they'll start from the 25 with a touchdown lead. And let's check in with Jamie.
Yeah, we just saw John Mechie walk back onto the field out of the tunnel without his helmet on. Brad, he had tears in his eyes. Nick Saban told me that he is out for the remainder of this game with a leg injury.
Wow,
a huge loss for Alabama's offense.
Sure is. They had, talking to Roman Harper over there, former Alabama player, now broadcaster.
And we saw what happened when Jamison Williams went out last week. The two of them together is the dynamic part of the offense.
That's what I was just going to say. They got 112 and 97 yards between. You know, a big chunk of that for this guy is
now
those two.
Georgia should be able to circle in on number one now.
He's in motion to start the quarter. They're going to flip it out there to him. And they didn't zoom in on him enough. He got close to a first down. Trends in the first half. You know, it's hard to ignore. First couple drives in the first quarter, there was nothing to show for it for Alabama, and then they really started putting it together. 24 points, 11 completions, and 9 different receivers for Stetson Bennett, and there's the numbers on Mechie. And Williams now has 121 yards receiving with that last catch just a moment ago. Second down and a yard. Young down the middle, incomplete, intended for Billingsley. They have two guys in the area there. Kind of a crossing route.
So we've been talking about the Georgia tight end and how it stresses the defense. I mean, that's nothing new for Alabama offense. You know, Irv Smith in the past, O.J. Howard, that was always a big part. And Billingsley's the guy this year that gets those plays from that tight end position.
Gotten a little bit in Coach Saban's doghouse earlier this year, but he has emerged. Third down, 1. Low snap, Brian Robinson on the carry. He's got the first down, and he's got more out to the 40.
And that has been a story of the game. Now that makes it 5 for 8. Alabama is on third down. You know, Georgia's went into this game first or second in every category, except third down defense. They're ranked 14th in the country. Alabama has taken advantage of that.
Jordan Davis trying to plug that middle for Georgia with a first down for Alabama at the 40. Slade Bolden is in motion. It's going to be a run. It's going to be Brian Robinson again, taken down by Jalen Carter, the other big guy on the inside for Georgia in the defensive front.
And a first down run of 4 yards or more. Remember, this is the strength of this Georgia defense, their run defense, again handled by that offensive line. It doesn't have to be 13, 10 yards. 4 or more is a success on first down.
That one was good for 5. Second down and 5. Trey Sanders in the backfield. Bryce Young drops. Plenty of time. Airing it out. Man's there. Jamison Williams touched.
Worth $1 million. With free-to-play contest on FanDuel, you can make every week a chance to win $1 million. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
USAA is made for the safe pilots, like Matt, who can come to a stop with barely a bobble. With USAA Safe Pilot, when you drive safe, you can save up to 30% on your auto insurance. USAA, what you're made of, we're made for. Get a quote today. Domino's new oven-baked dips are so new that we made a new commercial about their newness. Try new flavors like our cheesy marinara, baked apple, or hot and melty 5-cheese with our not new but still delicious twists. Carry out Domino's new oven-baked dips and twist combos or any 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each.
What you do every day matters. At Alabama, it's our process that yields legendary results. This is where ideas forge innovation, dreams unleash opportunities, and contenders become champions. How far do you want to go? The University of Alabama, where legends are made.
Catch the final 2 days of Champions League group stage action with host Nico Cantor and find out who will make it to the knockout phase of the competition. Don't miss the Galazzo Show Tuesday and Wednesday at 3 Eastern on CBS Sports Network. Well, just when Georgia was hoping for a 3-and-out or some kind of stop against the high-powered passing game of Alabama, Bryce Young hooks up 55 yards with Jamison Williams, and he now has 350 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. And Georgia will start from the 25-yard line.
And as he let that ball go, he just had that feel that it was on target, and that feels good. Next thing you should do is go talk to that offensive line and go,
Thanks,
I love
guys.
you guys.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Well, the magical season for Bryce Young continues.
Well, the question was all year for Georgia, could anybody take the bubble wrap off this offense for Georgia? They've had the lead in all these games. There's the largest deficit of the season. Stetson Bennett, Todd Monken, this offense has never had to do anything. They've been able to do what they want. Now they got to score points.
Bennett on a slant, and tough catch by Pickens. He had Josh Jobe all over him.
Yeah, I thought it was interference before he caught the ball, but 1 yard slant, got to him, almost covered his eyes, and he still caught it.
Picked up about 3, the toughest 3-yard catch George Pickens will probably ever make.
That should have been interference and a penalty marked off on that one.
Pickens, one play, and he comes back out. That's McConkey in motion. James Cook dropped for a loss by Will Anderson.
He's been kind of quiet all game. Finally, with Alabama, with their nickel defensive end, he just runs for the mesh. Right to the mesh point. Who's got it? And he beats the block by Washington that time. Washington's trying to come across and get that block. He just beat it too quick on that play.
31.5 tackles for loss. And it forces Georgia into a 3rd and long. Not something they wanted on their opening possession of this quarter.
1 for 5 for this Georgia offense on 3rd down.
To'o was thinking about coming on a blitz. Georgia shifts their tight end Bowers in close now on the left. They are going to bring the blitz. Bennett. Georgia picks it up. And he rifles it down to Jermaine Burton. And Burton's got a 1st down at the 42-yard line.
You gave the key part of this play, I think, Ness. Picking up the blitz. It's a cross dog. Everything's handled perfectly. Clean pocket. Allows Stetson Bennett to step up and complete the pass. Funny how that works. That offensive line works. The passing game works.
So Georgia's moved it to the 42-yard line. Kirby talking to George Pickens on the sideline. Cook stays in there as the tailback. Bennett gonna go deep. Man out there is Mitchell, broken up. And a flag. Well, you shouldn't be wagging your finger yet unless you look for laundry.
Well, I'll tell you, one judge waved his hands off as no play, and then the back judge threw the flag. One judge said no, waved it off. Now they've been a little bit of a conference here to see what they're going to call. Does the left hand kind of grab him enough?
Pass interference. Defense, number 1. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic 1st down.
That's Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Yeah, that left hand got in there enough.
Gene Steratore is with us. He's been quiet the first half. We haven't had any reviews or anything. Gene, welcome.
Well, you know what? Thanks, Brad. This play is the deep wing official on the sidelines key, and the back judge, once that ball's in the air, starts to look from the inside out to see if there's anything. That's why the back judge throws on the play when he restricts that arm a little bit, not allowing the receiver to get both hands up and make an attempt at the ball.
It's a second pass interference penalty on McKinstry, the freshman. That sets Georgia up at the 43-yard line with a first down. Bennett throws short to Cook, and he's put down by Brian Branch. Got about 5, though.
So, I mean, we all know this. We've all talked about this in the national championship game. Obviously, Alabama coming from 13 down in the second half. 2018 SEC championship. Jalen Hurts comes in when they were down 14. Now it's Georgia's turn. They got to come back and win this game. They've had the lead before. Now they got to come from behind.
They moved it to the 38-yard line with a 2nd and 5. And a ball pops up in the air. Alabama's got it.
I just wonder if this is going to be whistled. Is this going to be whistled before the snap?
All-star offense. Not all 11 players were set for a full second. 5-yard penalty. Remains.
That's the best penalty Georgia has ever had.
Ever. Wow. Would have been a disaster. The snap hit right in the face mask.
They whistled it just before the ball was snapped.
Yeah, they weren't set. I agree with that part.
Yeah.
So harmlessly, it's 2nd down and 10. Georgia gets a break there 5 minutes into the quarter. Bennett throws complete. What a catch by Bowers.
Yep. This guy's what an athlete he is, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, now listen, the matchup here is, even though he's a hybrid tight end, does just enough blocking to stay in there, but he's a wide receiver, hands, and route runner.
Great hands on that one. First down at the 31. Play fake. Bennett steps up in the pocket. Now flushes out of it. Throws on the run to the end zone too high. Intended for Bowers.
Kind of thought he should have ran that one. I mean, obviously a second guess. But on first down here, picking up 5 yards would have helped his team. Nobody really open. There wasn't a touchdown throw. He had an easy 5 yards and nothing really to throw to.
Nope. That stops things. That's 2nd down and 10. Little chance for everybody to regroup on both offense and defense. McIntosh with Bennett in the Georgia backfield. Going to flare it out to him. Looking for a block. Made one man miss. The rest of the Tide swarming to bring him down.
So it was a very similar play that Ladd McConkey ran from the slot, this time to the running back. So it's the same blocking pattern. You'll see these offensive linemen go out, and they're going to try to cut it and cut back behind it, but nowhere to go on the play. A lot of traffic right in front that time. Braswell, number 41, was right there, nowhere to go. See, that's why that first down incompletion and not picking up the 5 yards comes back to haunt you on 3rd and 15.
Even if Georgia doesn't get this 3rd down, they'd like to get it closer for Lesney. If they're going to try a field goal, here comes a delayed blitz. Bennett, look out from behind. Got away. Now he's pointing to his blockers. Can he get there? He's close. Helms knocked him out.
Well, this was an aggressive call by Pete Golding. 3rd and 15, he brings the safety blitz that he opened the game with. The lanes opened up, and just enough room, I think, for McConkey to for Bennett to get that first down.
They have not moved the markers yet.
It's real close, isn't it, one way or another?
Right now, they've got the 3rd down marker up there.
That was a real aggressive call from Pete Golding. 3rd and 15. He doesn't really stretch it out as he goes out of bounds. I think it's just short.
I do too, but we'll wait and see. Helms got to him. He was trying to get his arm out, it looked like. Gene Steratore is going to rejoin us, Gene.
Yeah, I think Stetson Bennett had to make a decision whether he's going to put that ball out in front of him to try to get the first down or tuck the football to protect it. And in my opinion, he chooses to tuck it. It brings it back away from the line to gain. And as he gets knocked out of bounds, we know that is where the ball crossed the sideline when that occurs. And to me, I think he's about a half-yard short.
Heck of an effort.
Remember, 3rd and 15 on this play.
And so it's going to be 4th down and about a foot if that's what happens. You see the pylon and the cam going with it. That's why everything went haywire at the end of this play on your screen. As Helms dives.
After further review, the runner was down at the 21.5-yard line. They'll make it 4th down and 1/2 of a yard.
And now what do you do? Kirby Smart's got a decision to make.
Oh, he's going to go for this. He knows he's got to get in the 30s. I think he goes for this. Tells that offensive line, I need a half yard.
So here comes the Georgia offense.
Does a quarterback sneak with a push, or do they go shotgun? I'd like to see the quarterback sneak with a push from behind.
Push would come from Zamir White if he doesn't get the carry. Bennett moves James Cook. And now moves his tight end Fitzpatrick from the other side. And it is Bennett. Doesn't need a push.
Didn't need it.
Good push by the offensive line.
So that was pretty nice. They see the couple of shifts there makes the Alabama defense say, well, maybe they're just trying to get a delay a game here. So you just kind of ease up a little bit, and then you go for it.
So first down, back-to-back runs by Stetson Bennett. First, the 14.5-yard scramble, and then a 2-yard sneak.
I think Pete Golding would like to have that one back. That 3rd down and 15. Coming with the safety blitz, opened up the lane and gave Bennett an opportunity to get it short there.
At the 20, just inside the 20. Zamir White. Georgia hasn't been able to establish much on the ground, or they don't get much there either.
Introducing the all-electric EQS. Happy holidays from Mercedes-Benz.
Don't be shy now. I like the prime cut. I love my gold jacket, but that Aflac blue feels so right.
When you feel right, you coach right.
I know that's right. Prime never believed in double coverage, but the health insurance in Aflac is money.
Must be money.
And I know how Coach Brown feels about money.
Now that is what this jacket needs.
Must be money.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover at Aflac.com.
The SEC Championship on CBS, presented by Dr. Pepper, is sponsored by Mercedes-Benz, Aflac, Papa John's, and by Dr. Pepper. Sure, did you want a Dr. Pepper, or were you just trying to...
Did you hear that?
Yeah. No, millions of people did.
That was not good.
31-17 after the interception by DeMarco Helms, his 3rd of the year. Quick sidearm throw, Jamison Williams.
About the same way they started the last series.
Yep.
Let's go back one more look at what happens when the receiver and the quarterback are on different pages. Okay, you start right here. He's coming off. Watch how he gets into the route. You think he's going to keep going across, but watch what happens. If you look at the other angle, once he stops, Helms beats him to the spot. He stops, and Helms looking at the quarterback, and he reacts to the ball.
Second down and 2, the no-look handoff fake, and then rip down the sideline is incomplete. And flags fly in. Going to have a holding call on Darian Kendrick.
Yep, with his left hand, and look who's in the game. The hero of last week, Ja'Cory Brooks, is taking Mechie's spot.
Defense number 11. 15-yard penalty for the previous spot. Automatic first down.
On this play, it was a play-action pass, and while you can see as he turns around and grabs it right at the end, as soon as Bryce Young made the fake, he noticed the blitz and got out of the pocket. He's got that instinct. Actually, he didn't grab him with his left hand. He grabbed him with both hands.
Never hold hands.
Yes.
So first down by penalty. Out to the 35. High backfield with Brian Robinson in there as the tail. Latu's playing fullback. They fake it to him. He's in trouble. Sidearm this one and had it knocked down. Nakobe Dean, second time he's batted a pass down.
Yeah, that pass rush of Georgia, when they bring those linebackers and cause problems. On this play, Bryce Young basically makes a 10-yard gain by saving 10 yards. Look at that pressure from the edge that time by Smith, Nolan Smith, and getting away, just that eyes in the back of his head instincts, unteachable instincts he has.
Trey Sanders empties the Alabama backfield as a wide receiver to the top of your screen. On 2nd and 10. Throw too far out in front and over the top of Jamison Williams, and Nolan Smith was coming again.
Three-man front, but they brought an extra player. And look at this. All year, the number was going into this game, could Alabama score more than 17?
They sure have.
And it's going to be, looks like, to win the game, it's going to take that 35-point threshold that we talked about.
We were even at 17 at one point. Biggest third down of the day for the Georgia defense right here.
An MVP. Now get new lower auto rates with Allstate. Because better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands with Allstate. Click or call for a lower auto rate today.
When you walk in the door with the new triple bacon pizza from Papa John's, oh, that smell of bacony goodness has everyone showing up. And I mean everyone. It's the season of bacon at Papa John's.
Let me be direct. Some people are paying more than double for teeth straightening with Invisalign. With Smile Direct Club, you get a doctor-directed smile you love for 60% less. That's a lot less. Like a lot. Choose Smile, choose Direct. Smile Direct Club.
Take a look at our GMC Game Changer. Game Changers, maybe, the offensive line for Alabama, Gary.
Did. Plus, Bill O'Brien, the offensive coordinator, has mixed it up. You know, you can mix it up in the running game, but you also mix it up in the way you use your passing game. And then, when you want to throw the ball downfield, you do play action and buy some extra time. But the offensive line for Alabama has been the comeback players of the week after last week. Imagine reading what they read about all week.
Yeah, much maligned against Auburn in the Iron Bowl. That's all everybody wanted to talk about, except the drive that guy engineered at the end. And now Uga is hoping that his team can put something together here with 5:47 to go in the third quarter. Throw out to Kearis Jackson. Got upended by Josh Jobe after a pickup of about 4.
So again, there's the kind of the theme of playing defense in modern day college football. You must tackle in space. Everybody's going to attack you with those short passing games. And if you don't tackle effectively, Jameis Williams is getting 8, 9, 11 yards. 4 yards you can live with.
There's the numbers for Stetson Bennett. Nothing wrong with those except that one interception. But they're not as good as number 9 on the other side. Cook stops and goes and got a couple. Elam's brought him down. It'll be third down.
So again, only 1 sack in the game. I mean, again, these two teams are third and fourth in the country in total sacks, and only one. Both offensive lines doing the job.
George Pickens is back in the Georgia lineup.
And Will Anderson is lined up to the left of the quarterback this time.
3 tight ends. All 3 tight ends to the right. That's where Bennett's looking. He got heat. He got rid of it to Bowers. It's a first down. And it's a good thing he got rid of it because number 31 was coming.
Well, watch this move. The running back has him. This is a tough assignment for your running back. Kind of whiffs on the play, but it's a short enough pass that Stetson gets the pass off. Good timing, short pass, just far enough to get the first down. Surprised we haven't seen Pickens again, aren't you?
Yep. Well, he was in on the last play, but it wasn't aimed his way.
Yeah, nothing to him again.
Rosemy Jack Saint is down to the bottom of the screen as a wide receiver that way. Bennett's looking the other way. And he's looking to get out of there, and he doesn't. Down he goes, and it's Fidarius Mathis.
Well, he could feel the pressure coming from his left side. Jamari Salyer does a good job of pushing Will Anderson by him to the outside, but he feels it, and he has to get out of the pocket. Cleans, but one more guy from the blind side gets him.
8th sack of the year for number 48.
And remember, this Georgia offensive line has only given up 8 sacks all year. They're the best in the country at it.
Second down and 11. Bennett's going to run. Looking for a blocker. He reaches that time with his hand, and this time I think he got the first down by stretching the ball out as he was heading out of bounds. You see he's going to put it out there with the right hand.
Yes. Kind of did the splits. Stuck it out. Heard Gene talking to us that he didn't put the ball out last time.
This time he didn't tuck it. And he stretched it into Alabama territory at the 46-yard line. McIntosh found a hole up the middle. Man, did he get through that in a hurry. Picked up 12.
Henry To'oTo'o this time is doing a run blitz, but it's directed the wrong direction. He's going this way. The back goes the other way. Van Pran handles him beautifully, the center that time, and that gashed the defense.
Got it to the 34-yard line of Alabama. Kenny McIntosh, Zamir White, and James Cook sharing the tailback duties for Georgia. McIntosh stays in there. Bennett, quick throw on the slant. It was a little bit behind Bowers, but he made the catch anyway.
A little bit of a great catch, right? It was significantly behind Bowers. And watch him, he had a one low catch before, and this one kind of cradles it.
Georgia's going with some tempo here. A little bit of hurry up on second down and 3. And it's McIntosh again, and he's down inside the 20.
Darnell Washington that time, the big tight end, caught the touchdown pass early. Watch him this time come inside almost on an ISO block and get the key block on the play. Gets Harris that time, and Christian Harris had no chance.
So Georgia's in the red zone.
I like the patience of this drive by Todd Monken. He's not, down points, but it's just not all pass.
Right.
Great mix. 5 run, 3 pass.
Let's see what he's dialed up here on first down. Zamir White. Back to the line of scrimmage and maybe a half yard. That's about it. Byron Young in on the tackle. Under a minute to go in the third quarter. George Pickens just walked back in toward the Georgia huddle. Everybody looking at their wristbands. All 3 of those tight ends, and George says, I'm going this way.
Kirby said we've got a small package of plays for him. Well, one-on-one to the outside. Ain't bad.
With Josh Jobe. He's looking that way for a second. Now comes back the other way and throws it away. Stops the clock with 8 seconds to go in the corner. The clock was still going there. And down to 4.
On this play, Josh Jobe knew he had help from a safety, so he forced him wide. Watch this into the picture. Did we get him? Not quite. Could have been a one-on-one throw to the outside. Maybe should have let it go. That was the safest throw to the outside of the field over there.
Not sure where that 4 seconds went. Maybe it won't matter, but now they've put 3 back on. Okay. Thank you, guys. 3rd down and 9.
And the last time they blitzed on this.
Bennett to the end zone. Touchdown. No, Bowers dropped it. Had it and couldn't hold it.
So this is the patented combo defense that Alabama field
or in the shop.
When I call, they come.
Less downtime brings more field time.
That's something you can't beat.
That's how it's been for the last 4 generations.
Even in the rain.
And we're working hard just like our farmers. We're here 24/7 feeding the world.
Growing productive tomorrow.
To us, they're family.
That's what makes Fresno equipment so special.
That's a fact.
Just like we've done the last 60 years.
How to change the way you pizza. Step 1, grab a delicious Papa Murphy's pizza. Step 2, bake. Step 3, chow down on the deliciousness. Feed any appetite when you take and bake a large Big Murphy stuffed pizza. Papa Murphy's, change the way you pizza.
You never take a break. And we won't either. Adding more local news to our award-winning lineup. CBS 47 Eyewitness News at 5, 6, 7, and now 7:30.
CBS 47 Renewal Ride, 5 cars for 5 deserving families.
Welcome back to the SEC Championship on CBS, presented by Dr. Pepper. Heading into the 4th quarter, 30th SEC Championship game. Alabama's got the lead, 31-17, and they've got the ball at their own 20-yard line. 15 minutes to crown the champ. Bryce Young's been sensational. All by his lonesome in the Alabama backfield, and now Brian Robinson will join him. On 1st down, RPO, and the throw is his arm is knocked down as he tried to complete that across the middle. Welcome back to the booth, Brad and Gary. Jamie's down on the field. Last 2 drives for Georgia, 11 plays and 12 plays, both ended at the 19-yard line with an interception, and then on downs, could have been points there.
Right, and think about the 4th quarter, the contrast. Bryce Young threw 10 passes in that last drive against Auburn. Yeah. All year, Stetson Bennett has only thrown 11 passes in the 4th quarter all year, and he's had the lead in every one of those games.
So it's a much different situation than Georgia's been used to all season long, in a perfect 12-0 year so far. And now the throw is right on the money and completed a 1st down. And that's Holden, his first catch of the night.
And that depth, those recruited depth, those young receivers, all of our 4- and 5-star players, they're going to have to be called on. Last week, Ja'Cory Brooks made the key catch. With Mechie out, other guys got to do it.
And now Slade Holden will get about a yard, and that's all.
That's how you handle that quick screen, right?
When leading by a couple touchdowns at any point.
You draft anything you put up there, you almost never lose.
That's true.
You draft anything you put up there, you almost never lose.
That's true. Scoring first, yes. Ahead at halftime, yes. All those things. Billingsley on the move. Throw complete, and it's Holden again. Bring up 3rd down and about 3.
Again, the respect for that blitzing pass rush from Georgia. When those linebackers come, they're tough to handle. Get it in and out of your hands, get it 3rd and manageable. That's what they did.
Can Georgia get a stop here? 3rd down and 3. A 380-yard night so far for Bryce Young.
They're coming this time, I think.
Yes, they are. Young has to throw this one away, so they got the stop they were looking for. Finally got pressure on number 9.
Yeah, and the guys that make the plays and those types of blitzes all year have been those linebackers. 17, 41 coming off the edge. They're great rushers. 44, Trayvon Walker. Guy gets 285 pounds coming off the edge right there, Trayvon Walker.
So that dog defense forces a punt.
Yeah, and now it's time for the Georgia offense. The defense has set it up for them twice in a row. They need to produce now.
Kearis Jackson waits down on the other end. And he's got a call for a fair catch right at the 20-yard line. So Georgia 80 yards away to try to cut into this lead. The 30th SEC championship. Alabama in control for the time being. Field goal. Invesco brings you today's scholar athletes. Owen Cognan of Georgia and Will Anderson for Alabama. Invesco proud to support student athletes on and off the field with a donation of $1,000 to both Georgia and Alabama's general scholarship funds. Kearis Jackson in motion. Bennett a little toss to James Cook. They got about 7.
Yeah, Phil Mathis, number 48 there, in-line man on the line of scrimmage, just not quick enough to run that one down. The quick toss got him around the corner.
Under Kirby Smart, 17-point comeback in the Rose Bowl against Oklahoma, which set up their championship game in this building. Tua Tagovailoa, one to Devontae Smith. And Cook got a first down. To'o takes him out of bounds.
You know, as we watch Georgia on this drive, there's plenty of time. And one of the reasons is because Alabama has been all passed, the last 2 drives when they wanted to eat some clock, they've only taken off a minute 3 and a minute 44. They can't run the ball, so a couple incompletion passes and 4th down comes, and Georgia has plenty of time to run their whole offense.
And now, unless this is a Stetson Bennett run, this is a pass coming up. First down from the 31. Bennett throws, it's intercepted. Picked off, and this might be a touchdown. Battle is in for the Tide.
So Stetson Bennett thought he had 2 deep safeties. He didn't. He had a robber defense that time. He was fooled. He thinks it's too deep. It's not. He's going to cut through the play. He stalls, and then he's a robber, and he robs him.
40-yard robbery and a pick 6 for Jordan Battle. Second interception return for a touchdown this year.
He pre-read it. He thought he had 2 deep safeties, a great disguise by Battle, and it produced 7 points.
They officially call it a 42-yard return for the touchdown. Second interception suffered by Stetson Bennett today. One to Helms, that one to Battle. And the battle might be over. And Georgia would be 12-1.
I tell you, that's a high-level defensive play right there. You know, you can see a lot of quarterbacks making a mistake like that. Looks like too deep. You think you got the middle of the field. All of a sudden you don't.
Georgia's last 3 drives this half. An interception at the 19 by Helms. They went for it on 4th and long, and taken over on downs was Alabama, and then an interception for a touchdown.
So now, what the Georgia fans have been thinking all year, is Stetson good enough to win the big game? What will Kirby do? Go right back to Stetson Bennett? Looks like he is.
A check in with Jamie.
Well, all I can tell you is it's status quo down here when it comes to the relationship between JT Daniels and Stetson Bennett. They continue the conversation. But once again, Daniels nowhere near his helmet. He hasn't picked up a football. There hasn't been any conversation between the coordinators, coaches, to JT Daniels, so it continues to be Stetson Bennett.
All right, Jamie, thanks. Numbers on JT Daniels, what little he has been in this year.
Well, Stetson Bennett said coming in and only thrown 11 fourth quarter passes. That was number 12. He's going to throw at least 12 more in this quarter.
If he has a chance.
Yep.
Crossing route. James Cook is checked down at about 9. Toto brings him down along with McKinstry.
So we talked about the two weapons, Bowers and Cook. They've controlled Cook. Bowers had a normal game, but Cook has not been a factor in the game. 5 of his 14.
Cook got a first down. Job knocked him down. Down to 11.5 minutes. Everything Georgia does now, they should do with some urgency. First down at the 39. Bennett flushed out of the pocket again and throws it away. And then you see interaction between he and JT Daniels on the sideline quickly.
Yeah, right now, you know, Nick Saban is known for his combo defenses. He's going to see the whole gamut here. He's going to see everything that Nick Saban has from, 30 years of coaching?
Yeah. He's going to see stuff from Toledo.
Yes, he is. Alabama was able to substitute fresh defensive linemen.
Just a 4-man rush. Bennett deep middle. Got it to Bowers. Wow.
Man, oh man.
You know, he's not up for the Mackey Award. And with all due respect to Charlie Kohler of Iowa State, Trey McBride of Colorado State, and Jalen Weidemeyer of Texas A&M, and probably Michael Mayer of Notre Dame. I guess it's because he's a freshman. 31-yard pickup. Well, he has had one heck of a season. Best tight end season ever.
As good a throw as you can make against that coverage. He knew he had Christian Harris. Back is to him. He throws it right at the back again. Perfect throw. Your tight end goes up and gets it. Makes a play.
Christian Harris is down right now. It looked like maybe a cramp. And he's trying to walk it off. Meanwhile, again, the two quarterbacks have a chance to chat on the sideline.
Oh, it's like his leg ran into it and kind of reaches down for that right knee or thigh area, didn't he?
Yep. Right at the 20 is where Christian went down. So he'll come off. Georgia has a second down and less than a yard.
You remember, it's going to be tough for Alabama to kill clock here, so, still a ball game.
Fitzpatrick in motion. The throw is out to him. Bowers. He got the first down, but that's about it.
That was the touchdown play earlier in the game. Remember when they had the tight end and the 4 offensive linemen? They're going to get the same look. Tight end's going to go out. This time it's Fitzpatrick, and there's the lineman downfield, but this time defended better by the Alabama defense.
Yeah, it was McConkey that scored on that one earlier. But there's impressive numbers again for the freshman tight end. Ahmed is Georgia's leading receiver. Probably will finish this game as their leading receiver. Here he is again. Going through some traffic. Still going. Bowers, touchdown. Georgia. Wow.
Nice Nice drive. Nice answer by Stetson Bennett right there. This was a blitz to the left side of the formation for Georgia. They had the same play on again. Blitz coming from this side. They throw it to the other side, and Bowers runs through 1, 2, 3 tackles. And remember, that's clock. When you take him down right there, it's going to take another minute off the clock. Big effort, big play by Georgia.
That ties the single-season touchdown record for receptions. Terrence Edwards had 11. That guy's got 11 now, and it caps a quick drive, which is what they needed. 75 yards in 7 plays, a little over 2 minutes for Stetson Bennett to get it to number 19, his favorite receiver. And it's down to a 2-touchdown advantage for Alabama. Reminder coming up before we're done, the play of the game presented by Jersey Mike Subs. Georgia got back within 2 touchdowns on another touchdown pass. Bowers 11th of the year. Today, 7 catches, 100 yards, and a touchdown. Just in the second half, 6 catches, 82 yards, and a score. Now it's Bryce Young's turn, and will it be pass, 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 or will Alabama try to run and use some clock? We'll see. Kamar to the kickoff. And the tide will work from the 25.
Yes, remember you.
Next Saturday, 3 o'clock on CBS, college football regular season concludes. One of the oldest and most respected rivalries in sports, the annual Army-Navy game presented by USAA. Live coverage starts at 2:30 Eastern with State Farm College Football today. A game of honor, Army and Navy, next Saturday on CBS.
So can this Alabama team take some clock off? Last year when they got a 10-point lead on that interception by Stetson Bennett, they had these guys.
Yeah.
Okay? And they ran the ball 9 straight times to finish the game off before a pass to Devontae Smith to put it away.
There's run number 1 for Brian Robinson for about 1.5 yards.
Can they do that this year? Remember with Leatherwood at left tackle, they had Landon Dickinson at center, the 2 receivers over there, and Najee Harris, a healthy Najee Harris. Can they do that this time? 9 straight? How many straight are they going to be able to run it here and keep the clock?
Bolden in motion. They'll pass here. Maybe. Incomplete. 3rd down.
3rd down and long. Sure, Dan Lanning will be coming at him with those linebackers and off the edge from all different angles. And remember, only 1 receiver, no Mechie. That's his favorite guy.
Crowd is trying to help the cause for the Georgia defense.
Jamison Williams at the bottom.
Young. Wide open was Slade Bolden. I don't know if he got a 1st down. He did not. He's a yard shy.
Well, what do you do here? Nick's going to look at this and say, I didn't make it last week when I needed 1.5 yards.
It's at the 34-yard line, his own 34-yard line.
Kirby's trying to change that defense, and nobody's listening.
Scott Sinclair is. That's a strength and conditioning coach who's holding his belt. They're going to punt. Looked a little confused bringing the punt team out there. Down to 2 seconds. They just got the snap away. And fair catch called for at the 21-yard line.
So the last 3 drives, Alabama has not been able to take even 2 minutes off the clock on any of those 3 drives.
As he's been all year in this freshman season.
Yeah, a weapon. He's able to adjust the ball. Fearless the way he goes up and catches the ball. And this one, breaking tackles. And again, every minute counts when you're down 21 or now 14.
That was the capper of a 75-yard drive on the last time they had it. They'd like to go 79 right here. Bennett fires, got it to Bowers, and he's all the way out to the 40.
James Bowers, zone coverage, goes behind. James Cooks holds the linebackers, and Bowers goes right behind it. Watch it, back holds the linebacker, throw right off the linebacker's head. Beautiful route, design, protection, and delivery.
To the 40 and a first down. Fourth time he's had over 100 receiving. That's big numbers for a tight end or for anybody for that matter. Comes Will Anderson. Bennett got rid of it just in time. It's Bowers again to midfield, maybe to the 49 of Alabama.
And he puts some pressure on. Pretty well gets around the corner, but just short enough route that he can't get to him. All right.
Fakes the toss sweep and then lobs it out there. He got hit from behind. McIntosh is the guy who's trying to get it to. I think Tim Smith is the guy that hit him in the back just as he was letting go of the ball.
Quick pressure that time from Timmy Smith coming around on a stunt. Ball is thrown forward. It was close, but it was forward.
He might not have gotten hit until after he threw that out there, but...
Yep, we said he'd throw more in the fourth quarter than he did all year if they had any chance to win, and he will have to.
Second and 10 at the 49. Four-man rush. Bennett deep over the middle late, and incomplete. Pickens was the intended receiver. So they've only been able to hook up once. George Pickens and Stetson Bennett. Will Anderson, I guess, lost his helmet. He's going to have to come out for a play.
Just as he kind of rolled down the leg of Bennett, and that ripped it right off.
So that gives Georgia's offense one breather here, one play. But they don't have to look for number 31.
Got to think 4-down territory as calls, as you're calling it. You could throw for 5 or 6 yards and survive here.
Bennett throws sidearm and incomplete again. Number 1 on number 1. McKinstry on Pickens.
Yeah, there was no way he could run this one. He got outside the pocket, but he got pressure. He had to get rid of it. Good coverage. Gets flared out. Henry To'oTo'o is there, and Christian Harris is breathing down the quarterback's neck. Here comes Will Anderson. Got that helmet on.
Well, this time Georgia's got to go for it.
Yep.
They're in no man's land at the 49-yard line. They would love to have probably had a couple of field goals back. It would be a whole different story. That's neither here nor there on this 4th and 10. Looked like somebody jumped.
It's going to be 4th and 15, excuse me now.
False start on the offense, number 69. 5-yard penalty. It remains 4th down.
Yep, just before the snap.
Salyer is the guy that jumped.
Salyer and McClendon have done a good job on the edge, and now it does look like Georgia's going to punt. Remember, I think the reason that Kirby can do this is the last 4 drives by Alabama.
Yep.
All of them under 2 minutes. He's got timeouts. He knows they can't run the ball. He's willing to punt.
Jake Camarda would like to knock one inside the 5 again, as he did earlier in the game. This one's going to be around the 13 or 14-yard line on the fair catch by Bolden. 7 minutes and 8 seconds remaining, 4th quarter. Stetson Bennett with his head coach saying, I thought I had it, I didn't have it. 38-24. Baylor beat Oklahoma State. So, here we go.
Yeah, I mean, look, if this score holds, still got some time. I mean, I think it's all pretty easy. If Michigan wins, they're in. I think we've got the 4 teams. Cincinnati will be 4th. Michigan loses, holy cow.
And 2 SEC teams.
Yes, I think they will still. Georgia had too good of a year if they lose to be out of the playoffs.
And Alabama, if they beat number 1, would be like a record number of times they've beaten a number 1 team over the course of seasons. Here's a run, and out of bounds goes Sanders.
So again, and we talked about that game last year when Najee Harris, they ran the ball 9 straight times, and they put, 6 minutes off the clock. All 3 drives in a row, 4 minutes off the clock.
Trey Sanders stays in.
Clock's going. Should get that thing down to 5 before you snap it. No hurry.
Brings Jamison Williams over and even has a word with him before he continues his motion. Georgia's showing blitz. See if they come with it or back out.
Number 5.
Low snap. Quick throw. Broken up. Deflected. Billingsley, the intended receiver. Broken up by Poole.
Poole's done a nice job. Coverage right there. He's playing slant, gets inside, and handles Billingsley.
Now Robinson checks back into the backfield. 3rd down and 5.
You got to believe Robinson's in there to pick up the blitz. Because it'll be coming.
Here they come. Bryce Young fires down the middle, and he's got it to Slade Bolden. Big first down across the 40 out near the 44-yard line.
Boy, pretty play this time from the bunch. Bolden is at the tip of the bunch right here. He goes deep and allows a little crisscrossing behind him, and then he feels the area. Bryce Young hung in there, had the protection, had the time, and he delivered the first down. Again, give credit to that Alabama offensive line. Picked up that blitz. Bryce Young hung in there. I don't know how he sees it all at his size, but he sees it.
You saw the faces of the Georgia fans. They've had that feeling before, more than once against Alabama. Loss of 2 or 3 for Robinson. Bryce Young today.
He's done everything.
Sure has. Including that little shovel pass.
Gets the pressure. Nobody's open. Overloaded to the side he wanted to go. He says, well, then there better be nobody over here. And there wasn't.
That's his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. Then aired it out to the speedster, Jamison Williams. Part of another remarkable day for number 9.
If he wins today, do they just do the Heisman Trophy thing right here?
I think we should just take it over to the College Football Hall of Fame down the street. That'd be good enough.
Not over yet, but if he...
412 yards and another quick slant. This one just didn't too far in front of Jamison Williams, but it's going to be a flag.
From behind, Jamison Williams, the far judge called it. That's his job, as Gene told you earlier.
Pass interference, defense number 11. The penalty will place the ball at the spot of the foul and include an automatic first down.
So first they pick up a 24-yard pass play on 3rd down to Bolden, and now a pass interference at the 5-minute mark to put the ball at midfield.
Yeah, now Kirby's going to have to start using his timeouts. Okay, with 5 minutes to go, he's got to score twice. So that means a drive, an onside kick already. He's got to start thinking timeouts. If he gets a stop here for little or no gain, he may use one right here.
There's a whistle before that snap. False start.
False start. Offense number 81. 5-yard penalty. It remains first down.
Brought to the tight end. Jumped. Look at the numbers for these guys. 2nd most passing yards, 2nd most receiving yards in the 30 years of the SEC championship. Alabama in this game for the 14th time, which is a new record. They were tied with Florida. Georgia in it for the 9th time and trying to get over the Alabama hurdle. And that hurdle is still 14 points high. Robinson spins his way to midfield. So now we're under 5 minutes.
Boy, Kirby's going to hang on to the timeouts. It's going to cost him about 35 seconds.
There's Dan Lanning, the defensive coordinator. Will Muschamp was right behind him, too. Former Florida and South Carolina head coach. He's on the Georgia staff now. All the wheels are turning over there, but the problem is they haven't been able to do anything about Bryce Young, no matter how many wheels are turning. Trey Sanders into the secondary. Big run by Sanders, one of his biggest ever for Alabama.
No doubt about it. From the shotgun, good job that time. Left side, Evan Neal sets his man up wide, then turns him inside, and Trey Sanders, former five-star who's gone through so much, makes the big play. Another sub for Alabama making big plays at the end of games.
Trey, who had a foot injury as a freshman and then injured a hip in a car accident his sophomore season, had to rehab like crazy. He's hurt right now, but he's going to feel better when he sees that run. I don't know what happened to him when he got to the sideline, but that was a huge play and a first down. And now it's back to Brian Robinson, who just wants to stay in bounds. Georgia's going to shove him out. Trey Sanders had that strong run, and then he was to the sideline. And, well, he did take a shot in the helmet, maybe. He looked to be okay when he got up.
Boy, he went down like he was a bit out of it, right?
Yeah. So they're looking him over on the sideline. They do have him back up on the bench now.
Still surprised Kirby's not taking timeouts. I got to admit, I thought he'd take it at 5. Now it's down to 3, and he hasn't used it.
Latu, the tight end in motion. Quick throw out. And a first down to Brooks, who was the hero last week. And another first down.
Safe play, good blocking up front by the 2 wide receivers. Coming across, Latu handles it. Nobody there. They got the call to play right into the slot blitz. Got the perfect play into the call from the defense.
Slade Bolden got a late block that gave him the extra 4 yards to get the first down.
So on this one drive, they've kept the ball longer than they did the 3 previous drives.
And Georgia still doesn't take a timeout. We're under 2.5 to go. SEC championship history.
Remember how long ago that was?
It just seems like yesterday or last year. There's a loss on this play. Alabama started this drive with just over 7 minutes on the clock, so they've used almost 5. Georgia finally takes a timeout with 2:13 remaining in the fourth quarter. 2:13 remaining in the fourth quarter. Alabama with a 2-touchdown lead. As we take a look at the player of the game presented by Mercedes-Benz. Was there ever a doubt? Here's the numbers on Bryce Young today. 421 more yards passing, 40 on the ground, including a rushing touchdown. On the year, he's over 4,300 yards throwing the ball and 43 touchdowns and 3 on the ground.
And basically, he had to come through.
Yes.
And that was the offense today. It was going to be one of those days that we're going to throw the ball almost 50 times if we had to. He's at 44 throws.
It's evolving playoff picture, including what's happened here today. That's all coming up in the college football postgame show presented by Rocket Mortgage. 3rd down and 9 here. Georgia's down to 1 timeout. And Bryce Young is going to be under center with Brian Robinson, the tailback in the eye, who gets the carry, and he's going to get dropped for a yard loss. So it's 4th down.
Alabama will go field goal, trying to make this a 3-possession game. What a drive. That's the drive they needed. That crossing route to Bolden, that was the play.
Yep.
The offensive line picked up the blitz. The handled it, picked up the first downs, and that really what broke it open.
That throw to Bolden was good for 24 yards, got him out to the 43-yard line, and then they went back to the ground game. Trey Sanders got him a big run, was shaken up, came back in. Brian Robinson got him where they are right here as Reichard will try field goal of about 41 yards.
Well, I remember years back when Georgia blocked one against Alabama and Alex Ogletree took it all the way. They could use one of those
They could.
now.
Jalen Carter's blocked a kick this year. Jordan Davis has blocked a kick this year. Yep. It's going to be a 41-yard field goal attempt. Kick by Reichard. Good. To pad the lead. Slade Bolden leading the cheers. Bryce Young going, that's money right there.
So now Nick Saban's going to remind his football team that we could play these guys again.
That's
Be
right.
careful what you say after the game.
Now, we've been talking about Bryce Young. Will he end up being the Heisman Trophy winner? Compare his numbers to the last three guys that won. Pretty comparable. That was entering today. Remember, he's tacked on another 3 touchdowns. And another 400-plus yard game. Well, we've seen him enough that I don't have any doubt that he's going to New York.
So it's not like this hasn't happened before. Remember in 2011, LSU won the SEC championship and Alabama won the national championship.
That's right.
2017, Georgia won the SEC and Alabama
won the national.
So
in this building.
It ain't over. Right over there. So Georgia's not dead. I think they're going to be in the Final Four.
So they don't have any timeouts left and 2 minutes to work with. Georgia just dominating people coming in. Of their 12 wins, I should say, 10 of their wins came by 24 points or more, whereas Alabama had 5 one-possession touchdown or less victories. So they almost flipped the script from a year ago how Alabama was beating the heck out of everybody.
It was that sequence you were talking about earlier, though, when they got down there and had the 4 downs, then they had the interception, and then in this game in the fourth quarter, the pick 6. I mean, it just, when they had chances to get there, they didn't make those plays.
Now they're in a must-throw situation every snap and with little time in between if at all possible, and that's not a good spot on the field to gain anything, which they didn't. So the first time Georgia has ever gone 8-0 in conference play, but the +1 here in the SEC championship is going to go Alabama's way. Blitz coming, throws to the outside to who else? Bowers got what he could, got out of bounds. Last year,
scored reminds me of something, right?
Yes. Now, you couldn't have told me that. I probably have it written down. I know I do, but I didn't notice until just now. That was in the regular season.
Yeah, they had that 10-point lead, and then Devontae Smith caught that, over-the-shoulder pass at the back of the end zone from some guy named Mac Jones.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder what both those guys are doing.
Yeah.
3rd and 1. 3rd and 2 more plays. They need them. Here comes Will Anderson storming around the corner. Down goes Bennett.
Got him. Had a corner blitz on that time.
Leading the country in sacks and just tacked out another one.
When you're on that short hash over there, you always got to be ready for it. Picked up well inside by Kenny McIntosh. A 31 grabbed him.
Might be the last play right here. Unless they connect. And 4th and 7+, they will. McIntosh gets the first down. But they're under a minute. No way to stop the clock. Except to move the chains. This one tipped in the air, almost intercepted. And Boygby, that would have been a gift.
And if Boygby had one last year, it was like the third play of the game. DJ Dale knocked it down, and Boygby got the interception, and this time he knocks it down and almost gets it himself.
Would have been a heck of a play, and he's like, oh, that close. So 44 seconds left, and then the celebration will begin. This crowd was probably, I'd say 65% Georgia loaded today in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And so the ones that are hanging around still making noise are Alabama fans. Giddy again, and they can gloat again because they're going to be able to beat Georgia again. And as my old friend Ric Flair used to say, to be the man, you got to beat the man.
Yeah.
So far, they can't beat the man.
Well,
no.
So far is the key word, right?
And he'll be 25-1 against former assistant coaches. Jimbo Fisher broke that streak in the game we saw at Texas A&M. Everybody's wondered who the first one would be, if it would be Jimbo or Kirby or Lane Kiffin, whomever. That part's gone, but Alabama's propensity to beat #1 teams in the country continues, and I think this is a record for them now in beating #1 teams. Bennett, short across the middle. Kearis Jackson dropped it.
Give the umpire a good PBU there. He was right in the middle of the throw, and receiver had to kind of get around him at the last second. Watch this umpire. Yeah, you got to almost give him at least a half of a pass broken up there.
So if it's Cincinnati, Michigan, Alabama, and Georgia, it'll be interesting. Georgia beat Cincinnati in the Peach Bowl right here last year. Michigan hasn't been in that situation before. Alabama's been in it a bunch of times, including last year as the defending champs coming into this season. Down the middle, Bowers had his hands on it, dropped it.
Ball game and take a knee. Just remember, if Michigan loses, then the fourth spot will be between Notre Dame, Baylor, and Ohio State.
Wow. Well, all that gets cleared up tomorrow about noontime. But this one's cleared up right now. And if there was a lot of doubt about at least making it to New York to be a Heisman finalist, that doubt was put to rest by Bryce Young today. And that tells the story of the Georgia fans who continue to have that heavy weight on their shoulders and their team's shoulders because they can't beat the team in crimson.
I think the players of the game, obviously the player of the game is Bryce Young, but number 2 for me, that offensive line for Alabama. They showed up. Been a long week. They practiced hard, and they played a heck of a game.
They sure did. And as we said about 4 hours ago in the open, heavy is the head that wears the crown. Well, the crown is still Alabama's as far as SEC champions, because the Crimson Tide are your 2021 Southeastern Conference champions in this 30th title game. And 2 guys that worked together for a long time, good friends, except when they get together in this building, it's more fun for Nick than it is for Kirby. Congratulations to Alabama.
First guy Kirby ran out there before he got to Nick, he shook hands with Bryce Young.
And he deserves a handshake for the way he's played this year in a 12-1 season, and now an SEC title game here in Atlanta. Pretty incredible young man. We've seen enough of them to know. And it seems like every week he gets a little bit better. There's one happy star, Will Anderson, who just got a sack near the end of the game. Stetson Bennett played well, but not good enough.